can now teach you how to use the Focus automatic paper sender system to connect with the Cobra printer. So first we check what's the thickness of this paper. For example, this paper is 1 millimeter thickness. So we put the first paper here, and we check the gap between the paper and the rubber, the belt is connect where, and we can, if the thickened material, we can moving up. We adjust this knob, and we're moving up or moving down. First we're moving up, and we put the paper inside. We check the gap can be connect where. The gap, be sure it can be pinched good. Then we make the click wear for tension, and then we can take it out easier, and we can move inside easier. That's okay. It's fastened. Be sure it's fastened. Then we put the envelope with the same side. For example, all the envelope must be keep the button at the bottom, top at top. Then we put inside here, straight. And then we adjust the knob here, loosen a little bit, and push to be sure the gap, the edge can touch both sides easier, but not stress, no, have a little bit, can be moved freely, but not fasten. Also, we can adjust the knob here. And also for this, can we move up and down? We also be sure the gap between the button and the belt is 1 millimeter. Same gap of the material gap. If the paper is 1 millimeter thickness, so we adjust this up down and this up down, same gap of the thickness of the material, and also the middle lower, the same gap, and can be touched with each side easier, freely, like this. And then also the pinch roller, we can move. We can first open the power. Okay. And we check the pinch roller can be touched, can push, can press the paper with little bit stress. For test first. And this, the tension, normal. If the tension is small, we can open it and we adjust the tension and lock again. And then here, the paper receiver roller, we must adjust the position, loosen, move to be sure the roller is at the middle of the envelope, and then we push down a little bit. Be sure have a little bit of strength. Then we lock, and also both sides we push down a little bit, and then we lock. Be sure have the same tension at left and right side, and also for this slider, we also can adjust. Be sure when the paper go to here, can touch the edge here without overlap for printing. And also here, these two pinch roller, we must move to the side. The paper will come here from here, then go to the roller, and then go here, like this. So we must be sure the pinch press, the metal press can press the paper without bending to scratch print head at the bottom. So we can move this metal and this metal from left to right, right to left. Be sure it can press the edge at the left and right side. And also, please remember the sensor here cannot, the metal press cannot touch the sensor here. If you touch the sensor blocked it, the sensor blocked, we can see here the red line, the red point here cannot be touched by any metal. It can only detect by the material for print. If it blocked, covered by the metal, then if you start printing for always, we have a problem. So just remember, we cannot adjust the metal to cover the red point, the sensor position. We must avoid the sensor position for print. So after we adjust the tension, after we adjust first step one, first we adjust the thickness of the material, and then we adjust the left-right slider, and then we adjust the up-down position for the thickness of the material. Then we adjust the tension of the roller here, and then we adjust the position left, right, the press can be touched easier, and then we adjust the roller position, the left, right, to press the material. And then we adjust the slider at the left and the right here, can be receive the paper without bending. And then we adjust this one, the metal press for the printer to press the edge of the material without bending for printing. Like this. And then we can start to do the head test. So first we put the material on the sensor position here. Sometimes the paper will be bending, so we just push down by finger for this position. And also if we adjust the front metal here, we also need to adjust the point here, make the straight, then we lock the screw for all position. Must be sure this metal must be straight without bending left or right. After we adjust, we lock the screw here, screw here, screw here, like this. And also we adjust the knob here at the front. To be sure this roller can receive the paper easier. The distance is normal, and then we go to coming down to the holder here. So this roller will also must be adjusted position left and right to make sure it can press the paper easier, and then we lock the knob. Then we go to adjust the thickness. We put the paper here without bending, push it, 压一下. And then we go to control panel, and we press up down, up first, then moving down. Chao起来了，翘起来直。压下它会翘起来，这样。We press with flight, then we press up down. First up, then moving down a little bit. When it stop, that means it's working well. The gap is okay. For safety, we must check by our eyes. Be sure it have enough gap between the printing head and material. Be sure it's safety without scratch. And also sometimes the sensor cannot detect the material really with high precision, because different paper have different background. So for safety, we must double check by our eyes without scratch print head for safety gap. So after that, if the printer material is smaller, so the vacuum we can open bigger for bigger power. And if we print a big size paper, so we can reduce the volume of the vacuum. Then we can start to do other setting. First, we open the vacuum. Before print, we can close it, stop the vacuum. And then we put the paper on the center. Straight. Like this, straight. And position, adjust the wear for left, for right, and for knob, and for pinch roller. The pinch roller here, the pinch is equal tension, and this roller is working. Touch wear. The slider adjust the wear. The metal press adjust the wear to press the edge of the material. And also the gap, safety gap, we adjust the wear. Then we can go to start print for high speed with the automatic center machine. So first we load the picture and we set first we just test the print. For example, we first we print 1 pieces for test print. We put 1 copies and click set, and then we choose the file and we click print, and then send file, send image, and then we click start. We click start. We open the conveyor and we open the vacuum. 打了吗？ And we can see it's print finish. And we print again. 你这边先关掉。它怎么还打了一个？ We can first stop. And we print again. We go to choose the file for 1 copies, set, and click print. Send data. And we open the conveyor and open the vacuum, and then we go to the sender, open the power, adjust the speed, and then we can see the paper, the print out finish. You can see the print out finish. Let me stop it. And for the print out picture here, we can see the gap. The gap at the bottom is smaller, at top is bigger. So we can use the ruler. We check how many gaps we need to adjust. See the top. The top is 6 millimeter. At the bottom is the top is 10 millimeter, and the bottom is 9 millimeter. So we can increase 1 number for the Y margin here. We can check the Y margin reduce the Y margin from 263 to 264. So this is the Y margin. And the X margin. The X margin we can check. 打好的呢。We still need to adjust the X margin. We put the material here. And here we can see This is the edge of the print head. And we check the gap between the line. Then now we do the calibration for the X margin. So first we can see here this is a line, the laser line. This is the edge of the first print head. This is the X0. And we use the ruler to measure the distance between the laser to the print position. What position we want to print. For example, we want to print a picture here. We just measure the sides from the margin of the laser to the position we want to print. For example, right now it's 152, 153. So this is the X margin position. So we put the number to the software. We go here, X margin, 153. It's at the middle. So this is the X margin position, 153. This is the Y margin, X margin, and click Save. And then, for example, right now we want to print 10 pieces for the envelope. We put the 10, we click Set, and we choose print pages here, show time. First we select the file we want to print. Then we click 10 and click Set. And then we click Print. And start send data and send the finish. Here show 10 pieces, 10 copies. And then we check again. We put the paper, envelope, material, 放10张 to the holder. It's no overlap with the subject. 压平，往一边压，往一边倒平。To one side without overlap. And after we adjust ready, and then we first, 你这边先别动啊。We first click vacuum open. We check the vacuum enough to the knob. And then we open the conveyor for Y conveyor. And then we open the sender machine. And we can see the paper moving out. And then go to print. And see it print finish. Then the pen pieces we finish the printing. Then we stop the belt. So this is the whole procedure for print. We can see the envelope printed with high resolution, very nice. Each piece is printed really good. With high resolution envelope. So this is the procedure to do the printing by the automatic sending machine, the paper sending machine. So if you want to print the different size, different thickness of the material, you just the thickness adjust by this knob, and this 1, 2, 3, the knob adjust the thickness of the material. But if the material is for different widths, so we just adjust the position for this and this metal, and pinch lower, we adjust the width, and the lower we adjust the width, same width of the material, and the pinch lower place the edge of the material, and also the front pinch lower the gap also same as the material width. So this is the whole procedure for print. And for the software, just the procedure is, let's go again. We go to, first we go to advanced set, and we set the parameter for RIP. And we set the printing size we want to print, or we can choose original size. Sourcing size is the paper size, or custom size we put here. And we choose the setting as this. I choose the ICC profile we want to print. And then we click OK. So this is the first step. And I click Save. Then second step is for click Open and we load image. Load image here. Then we select the image we want to print. And then we go to set the X margin and Y margin as before for the number, X margin, Y margin for print picture position. And here the trigger model, we choose trigger sign. And then we set print copies, for example, print the 15 or 11 pieces. After that, we click set. Then number become 11 pieces. Then we click print. Choose click print, then the machine start to send data, and here we will show print, the green icon. Then we can put the paper on the paper sending machine, and adjust the gap, and adjust the gap for the material, and adjust the pinch lower tension, and adjust the width, the distance. The gap between the lower, same as the material, adjust the pinch place here, and adjust the front metal position straight for each pieces, and then adjust the material thickness for the print head, between the print head and the material. Put the material here, and then double check by eyes to see the distance is okay, it's safety. Then we first open the vacuum here, and then we adjust the vacuum power, vacuum volume here. For the vacuum volume, if the size is bigger, if for example the size is 40 centimeter, then we must reduce the volume. If the material size is smaller as envelope, small size, then we can increase the volume of the vacuum. And then we open the vacuum here and click start to make the conveyor motion. Then we go to front. We go to front to adjust the speed. The speed of the sending machine must slower than the belt. Again, please remember, the speed of the sending machine must smaller, less than the conveyor belt speed. This faster and this is slower. Cannot be this faster and this is slower. So this is more slow speed and this is more faster speed. And also we must adjust. We must adjust the gap. Here. We must adjust the legger. They have 4 leggers. 1, 2, 3, 4 leggers. We can adjust the distance, the gap. We must be sure the lower the size must be the gap. Here, this is the sending machine, the lower position. The gap must be a little bit higher than the conveyor, about 3 to 5 millimeter higher than the conveyor belt. If this one is lower, and this one is rising, then the paper cannot be sending out. So we must moving up. We must adjust the legger to moving up a little bit to be sure this is 5 millimeter higher than the conveyor belt. And also for the position, this one is no gap. The left and the right, the gap between the sending machine and the printer must be same gap here. If the sending machine is overlapped like here or like this, then the paper cannot send directly straight. So also we must adjust the stand, adjust the stand or the printer, move the printer, connect wire with the printer between the sending machine and the printer. So the gap here must be same, a left and the right side. And the head of the sending machine must 5 millimeter higher than the conveyor. So this is very important. Please remember, we must adjust the sending machine, the head. So this is the whole procedure for print by the sending machine. And normally, if you finish the adjustment, so we can open the cover and we can do the next step for daily maintenance. So this is the whole procedure for print. Thank you.